Hello friends, I am here with the solution of question 6 on the hedging of future contracts. So I am here with the solution for question 6. In the previous class discussion we had about question 5. So this is quite similar to that of the question 5, but here we have like few additional information based on which we need to work out onto this additional information which has been given. Let's try to understand what is given in the first question. The data starts with the January 1, 2009, and it has a portfolio consisting of 8 securities named as A, B, C, D with H. The price is given, number of shares are given, and the beta is given. Followed by risk-free rate of return, which is continuously compounding, which is given as 18% per annum, and current index, which has been given as 986 with a unit or nothing but the lot size of 200 units. February future contract, that is future price for the month of February. If we are trading for the month of February, it has been given as 1010. If you are interested to trade for the month of March, the future price for the month of March has been given as 1019. Fine. So this is the given information. What is that we need to calculate? The first sub question is to calculate the beta of the portfolio. We are familiar with calculating the beta of the portfolio, right? So by taking the price into number of shares, we get the market capitalization of individual company. When we add up, we get total market capitalization. Then we need to calculate the individual proportion of investment, by which we'll get the value of W. Then we can easily calculate the portfolio beta. The second sub question what is asking is calculate the theoretical value of future contract according to the investor for the contract expiration in the month of February and March. Again, I need to use your theoretical model for valuation of future contract based on the given information, where I need to apply the model of future contract. I need to calculate separately for the month of Feb and separate for the month of March. Suppose if I want to calculate the theoretical value for the month of February, right? As I said, like there are the three different methods for calculating the valuation. One is with no dividend history, with dividend in the form of cash, with dividend in the form of dividend yield. Again, the question 6 is related to the dividend with no dividend, neither in the form of dividend in the form of cash or in the form of yield, right? So I need to calculate separately for the month of Feb. If it is say for the month of Feb, the time frame would be T is equals to 2 months. Since the reference date, if I look at it, is for January and Feb 2 months. For the month of March, if I want to calculate, the time frame would be for the 3 months, that is 3 divided by 12. Coming to the third sub question, I need to calculate the number of S&P SCNX Nifty that would have to sell if we desire to hedge until March. So since the data is given for month of Feb as well as for the March, I am not taking into the consideration for the month of February data, that is future contract which is given as 1010. I am taking only for March because it is asking for the hedging for March. So I will take the March future contract value, that is 1019. In a previous problem in question 5, they had not given the future price of the contract, where we have assumed a fair value as a future contract, but here they have given the future contract price for the month of March and the Feb, right? In the sub question B, we are calculating the theoretical value, the fair value, but we are not using the theoretical value anywhere. For hedging the ratio, we need to use what is given the future contract value here, right? So then again, under sub question C, we have sub question total portfolio, that we need to calculate the hedging ratio for total portfolio, then 90% of the portfolio and 120% of the portfolio. Then sub question D is to determine the number of future contract the investor should hedge until March if he desire to reduce the beta of his portfolio to 0.6. Fine. So what is given here is risk-free rate is given as 18%, spot value of the contract is given as 986, lot size is 200, nothing to do with the formula here. Future contract, that is for the February, it is given as 1010. So time frame would be for the 2 months. For the month of March, it would be 1019. Time frame is for the month of 3 months, that is January and Feb. We need to be very cautious with the given data. Sometimes it might be given Jan, it might be Feb, March. So we need to look at what is given data, reference date, then the contract that we are looking to calculate. Now let's move on to calculating the first sub question, that is calculating the portfolio beta. When you want to calculate the portfolio beta, we are very familiar. First, we need to write down the first column heading as 1 with the security which is given in the question. Second column heading, we need to write it as a price which is given in the question. And the third column that we need to write down what is given in the question as number of shares. Here, we need to calculate the market capitalization. So, let's take column number 4 as market capitalization, which can be calculated by taking the multiplication of column 2 with the column 3. If we take the product of price into number of shares, we will get the market capitalization, right? So by taking the product of 2 and into 3, price into number of shares, we get respective market capitalization for the each of the companies. And when we add up for all the companies of 8 companies, we will get the total market capitalization value as 9,94,450, which is shown here with the color red. Once we get the individual market capitalization and the total market capitalization, the next column heading that we are going to calculate here is a proportion of investment in the each company, or proportion of investment, right, which can be taken as column 5 heading, which can be calculated by taking column 4, that is individual company market capitalization divided by total market capitalization, right? Let's say for the security A, if you want to calculate the proportion of investment, I need to take 11,760, that is the market capitalization of company A, divided by total market capitalization is 9,94,450. I'm going to get the proportion of investment as 0.0118. Similarly, for company B, that is 2,54,960 is what I have invested, and the total investment is 9,94,450. Similar way, I need to calculate for C, D, E, F, G and H. Just for understanding purpose, when we add up all the proportion of investment, it should be approximately equal to 1, which shows that 100% of investment that we have been made, that it would be equal to 1. And this is not required from the point of understanding or for examination. Just for your reference, it has been shown as a sum of the value which is equal to 0.99. Fine. Coming to the next sub question B. Sub question B is, this is with respect to sub question A, calculating the portfolio of the beta. So by substituting the values here, beta P is equals to, by substituting the value beta P is equal to summation Wi into beta I, we get the value beta is equals to, beta P equals to 1.099. This is the portfolio beta for the first sub question A, the solution for the first sub question A. Coming to the solution for the sub question B here,